Hi, I'm Red from Red's Dogs and Donuts. Let me tell you a story about a man named Red. Poor donut baker barely kept his family fed. And then one day I was thinking what to do. Thought about some hot dogs and donuts too. Our donuts are made out of potatoes. Really fresh, hot potato donuts. And they used to be called Spudnuts. I call them Spud Mix donuts. A lot of people call them Spudnuts donuts. But back in the 1950s, there was actually a Spudnut donut store here in Greeley, Colorado. And we used to get a lot of those customers in that are older men now that used to be delivery boys for the Spudnut store here on 8th Avenue. And they were selling them back then for 69 cents a dozen, and everybody told me how wonderful they were. So we decided to try to get some of the original recipes, which we did get, make them for high altitude, and now we're the premier shop for Spud Mix, or as you used to call them, Spudnut donuts. Our donuts are made out of potato flour and potatoes, okay, fresh cut potatoes. This gives it a really unique flavor. All the donuts are potato donuts except for our sour cream old fashioned and our cake donuts. But all the raised donuts and all of our fritters, we specialize in 6 different flavors of fritters: apple, cherry, blueberry, pineapple, peach. And our fritters are used. Typically they're a little bit over 1.5 pounds per fritter. So we tell people if you can eat it all at once, you're great. Okay? And the big thing about our fritter is we use a twice-proof potato flour in it. So we're proofing it once and then proofing it twice, which takes an extra almost 2 hours to do. Okay, but you get a good crispy outside and a soft chewy inside with plenty of fresh fruit in there. And that's why it tastes so good. We have a tremendous local following, but here's the big thing about our Spud Mix donuts. Okay, I have people that drive in from Cheyenne, Wyoming, Laramie, Nebraska, Colorado Springs. I have people calling me up, "Hey Red, save me a dozen Baconators. I'm coming up from Colorado Springs." They want to make sure we're not out of the donuts. So it's a big thing. People get on our website, they take a look at our varieties, and they say, "Can I come in and pick up 4 dozen for somebody? Because I'm driving 100 miles to get there." And that's what these customers expect: fresh, hot donuts. Back in the 50s it started. Okay, it was owned by the Pelton brothers out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And they actually had over 325 franchises around the country. But at one point, they started closing. One of the things that the Pelton brothers wanted with their stores was that the mom and the pop, or the 2 brothers, or the brother and the sister and the husband, had to run the store. Family only. You weren't allowed to put in the manager. You weren't allowed to have family absent from ownership. But in today's market, that doesn't work unless you're a small entrepreneur now starting it back up. So you had to be mom and pop back then. Well, I grew up in New York on 2 of my favorite foods, hot dogs and donuts. And you know what? I look around and there was no hot dog and donut shop anywhere in the country. So, hey, I'm starting something a little bit different. But what we decided to do is use a genuine New York hot dog that people love the taste on, just like if you're buying a hot dog at one of the hot dog carts in Manhattan, okay? And we have everything. We have Coney dogs, Chicago dogs, chili dogs. We even got a dog named after Greeley. We have a Greeley dog. So if you're interested in having the best of the best, come on into Red's Dogs and Donuts in Greeley, Colorado, in wonderful Weld County. Hope to see you soon. You all come back now, you hear?